No bones about it. Boneless chicken wings are supposed to be boneless, right? Well, as it turns out, consumers cannot expect boneless chicken wings to actually be free of bones. That was a decision by a divided Ohio Supreme Court, rejecting claims by a restaurant patron who suffered serious medical complications when a bone stuck in his throat.
Okay, there's a lot going on here. Joining us on the KOGO News Live line, patent professor John Rizvi. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So, I mean, okay, boneless chicken wings, you expect there not to be bones. Is this, first of all, is this misleading marketing?
Yeah, so you're right. There's a lot of issues. One issue is, of course, the misleading marketing. What makes it a tougher case and a slightly more sympathetic case than some of the other false advertising cases we've seen is that this actually involves injury. So it's not just misleading advertising in the sense that someone's feels like they've overpaid, which was a similar chicken wing case with Buffalo Wild Wings, another restaurant that was sued because the consumer thought that because the wing meat was not wing meat and it was breast meat, so he felt like he was overcharged, and he paid extra thinking that boneless wings were meat from the wings of a chicken. This case is completely different. So there is that misleading advertising part that, hey, this is supposed to be boneless, but here you have a plaintiff that's actually torn his esophagus and got an infection because there was a bone in the boneless chicken wing.
Well, that's actually, you bring up a good point, because what if a restaurant says there are no peanuts in something, this is peanut free, and then you get peanuts in it and you have a severe allergy? That could also be a big problem.
Yeah, exactly. So this case is different and distinguishable from, there's been a lot of cases, for example, against Starbucks. Their mango dragon fruit lemonade, for example, has no mango and has no dragon fruit. And the consumer claimed that was misleading. But again, the harm in cases like that is they feel they've overpaid and not gotten what they were promised. This case is a little bit different. The issue is not that he feels like he's overpaid. He's actually received an injury. And the court did talk about in a dissent, and that judge's opinion was not the majority opinion. Dissent said, what if a parent is actually giving their children boneless chicken wings and not paying that careful attention, assuming that the chicken wings are boneless and that their kids are safe? So it does become a more difficult case because of the injury.
So let me ask you this, because I notice on bottles of olives and pitted cherries that there is a little warning in there that says you may contain a few pits, because in the pitting process, some can be missed. So is that kind of the same situation as you would find with the boneless chicken wing, in that, in the hurry of processing, something gets missed and it's inadvertent?
Yeah, and that's a great point. That it all comes down to what the reasonable consumer would believe, and certainly if this restaurant had an additional warning, then that would not be an issue, because then it wouldn't matter whether the reasonable consumer what they thought, because they've explicitly been warned that even though we're calling this item boneless chicken wings, that it might have bones. In this case, the court decided that that it's common knowledge that chickens have bones, and that even without a warning, the reasonable consumer would be on guard that boneless chicken wings could have the occasional bone in them. And it's really fact specific, right? Because the same thing. It might be a lot more common to expect bones in fish. For example, if there's you have a fillet of fish at a restaurant, you might be way more on notice to be careful than you are with boneless wings, because some people may even think that the boneless wings are not actual full pieces of meat anyway, and that they're just processed chicken particles, and they might believe that there's no way that it would have a bone in it because it's not real chicken meat.
All right. Patent Professor John Rizvi joining us. Always a pleasure. Thanks, John.
Thank you.